Hello, my name is Algimantas, and I present spiritual teachings. I live in Lithuania. This is a small country, under 3 million people in Eastern Europe at the Baltic Sea. This time I would like to expand your outlook on evolution. What is evolution? As I direct your views to spiritual matters, even to eternal values. Therefore, I desire to expand your vantage point so that you would be able to understand what is evolution by Creator's eyesight, in His opinion, and what humans understand by the very same notion, by the word evolution. So humans tend to believe that evolution is their material environment. Once they live in a more comfortable house, once they live in a better area, it's already a certain achievement of evolution. And they consider that their living conditions have improved, therefore evolution is flourishing. If cities grow, if population grows, it also a certain reflection of man's well-being, welfare. So this is a plus to man's evolutionary process. All the achievements in science, say different approaches to even electronic gadgets we use in our home, or such like digital gadgets, they are also at our disposal. Therefore, we consider that evolution is at its top. But if you look upon evolution in Creator's eyes, it's far from enough to say that our material well-being in a way reflects evolutionary heights, evolutionary achievements, and that we have a fairly comfortable living condition. No, you should have in mind that Creator is the source of personality. He bestows our personality on each of us. It is not the body that we receive through the material birth on our planet of helpless babies out of woman's womb. No. Creator's understanding is much broader. Once He bestows on each of us personality, this is, a living entity possessing its free will. And this free will is also bestowed by Creator, because Creator is the source and center of free will. So therefore, this spiritual entity possessing its free will and indwelling this material vehicle, material flesh, which is called a human being, but this is only a reflection of a human material form, material body. but it does not reflect the true spiritual living personality within this body. And we can see the personality by its actions, by what this or that personality does every day in all sorts of environment. So, Creator, who has designed evolution as an eternal process, has bestowed this process on our planet as well as on all the planets in creation. And even this planet inhabited by our brethren, by humans, is one of 7 trillion planets inhabited by humans. And they are all participating in the process of evolution designed by Creator. And on every planet, every human being, once discovering Creator within, he begins to feel a meaningful shade of his or her living. And this meaningful, in a way, tinge means to be better today than this personality was good yesterday. And tomorrow will be also a betterment in comparison with what the personality produced, embodied within today. So the evolution of Creator's understanding is to improve every personality by disclosing it through ever embedded identities of the same personality. Because the number of identities of the same personality is unlimited. Because throughout eternity, and eternity begins on Paradise, which is the dwelling abode of Creator Himself. It's the center of the accumulation of all energy, which is manipulated by Creator. So, in this place, the only place in creation, there is eternity. Eternity means that you shall never vanish out of creation, that you measure the meaningness of your meaningfulness of your life, of your existence, of your eternity by your ever-growing fusion with Creator, the source and center of eternity, the source and center of energy, and as I've told you, the source and center of personality. That's why we are calling Creator as our Father and Mother, because we receive our real and eternal spiritual personality from our only eternal parents, from Creator. So, Creator's design in eternity and for eternity, which is called evolution, as the process of evolution, is meant for our own identity manifestation in different stages of the personality revelation. Because personality revealing itself by its ever-changing identities. But Creator has designed evolution that our identities should be ever growing to reflect the qualities of Creator's character. So we have just only one measure. How much we reflect Creator in our everyday life environment, in our, everyday activity, and by what actions, and what is even more important, by what motives we produce these actions of goodness, love, mercy, justice, beauty. So all these actions has no limit. They are unlimited. We can express goodness by ever growing closeness with the source and center of goodness, our mother and father, who is creator of the whole of creation, and at the same time the author of evolution, designer, architect of evolution. So in this case, evolution means not only how material side of evolution is being permanently bettered, improved, but what is even more important, how much myriads of personalities of different orders manifest Creator by His traits, by His character, while dealing on the plane of their everyday functions, everyday living and performing. Because we are now on this planet, which is our initial step towards our Father and Mother, towards Creator, who, as I've told you, indwelling in the center of, or indwelling the center of His energy, which is called Paradise. So we are heading to Paradise, and we'll be passing different worlds. And especially after the resurrection, we will be given a new form instead of this material human body. We will be given our soul identity Merontia form. It's a new term for humans, Merontia. This is the energy frequency of our, not any longer material body, but not yet a spiritual form. So this is a bridge that connects our former material side of living on the initial planet and to the spiritual side that shall be reached and achieved by our personality identity after a very long process of our training and through different teachings and performing different tasks as our challenges. And throughout this long period of evolutionary process, our outer form, the maroon-shell form of the out of maroon-shell energy shall be changing gradually, depending upon our spiritual growth within, because we will be presented by different teachers, such teachings that would assist us to become better personalities, manifested through our ever getting brighter identities. And in a word, this process, the process of evolution, is unstoppable. Because no matter how much you might be good, but you might be better. And that shall be correct throughout eternity. That's why we shall never come to a moment that we would, tell, the Creator and to ourselves, oh, I've achieved the top. Nothing more to achieve. I'm good enough. No, my dears, that moment shall never come within your personality vantage point as regards evolution in general and your own personal evolution. Because the bright light of creation depends on the deposit of every individual personality. So once we deposit our brightness, our love, our light, that all these gifts we receive from Creator. So the whole of creation is becoming ever more enlightened, brighter. So in this case, individual approach brings an individual personal impact on evolution of the whole of creation. And that is the meaning of our living, the meaning of Creator's evolution. And by creating a better living environment, we also improve that world. We are deposit our personal contribution. And this deposit is always registered in Creator's true spiritual bank on Paradise. And no good effort will ever turn into such as to lose its meaning. All good effort is always meaningful, and it shall never lack or miss its meaningfulness, even throughout eternity. And once it has been registered in Creator's bank on Paradise as a good effort of this or that personality, it shall ever remain as such throughout eternity. Therefore, don't spare an effort to be good and strive for being ever better. Because in this case, it's important. It's important just to be a resolute and active agent of evolution in making one's own deposit, a living deposit, your personality, identity's deposit in Creator's spiritual bank. And it shall be true throughout eternity. That's why while you are traveling from one world to another, from one universe to another, it shall always be correct to state, I do desire to be ever better. Even though I have achieved a very high level of my spiritualization, of my enlightenment, but I have even a greater hunger to be even better. And that is the meaning of evolution. Just compare what you have heard today with what you hear from others who maybe from time to time touch upon evolution in their classes, in their lectures, lessons. Even though I doubt that they speak about evolution in general, apart from Darwin's vantage point, human development out of an ape into human status through the process of work. So what you have heard today, so compare what you read or hear from time to time about evolution, and you will understand how much broader is the scale of evolution when you apply your eyesight to your qualitative side of your living, how much you are better and how much you desire to improve yourself, and to improve not in general, but to improve yourself following the leading of Creator. And Creator is permanently leading you and even teaching you and assisting you to be enlightened so that you would be improved and that your identity would be better. And not only every day, but every moment, every second. So this side of man's evolutionary growth, which is the most important growth, is in a way omitted in general in nursery programs, in high school programs, in university programs, and even among high-skilled scientists. And of course, these notions are completely omitted, skipped by politicians. They do not arouse man's interest and curiosity into the quality of living in man's spiritual inner identity, and which is the most important side of evolution, of evolutionary development. So evolution, from now on, you should know that it embraces two sides: improvement of living environment as regards the material side on this or that world, because all creation is material, even though it is inhabited by spiritual personalities. And even paradise itself is material, only it's made up of one extended and like living mass. And this matter is unique. It has no copy anywhere in any part of creation. Therefore, for us, it's impossible even to imagine what sort of a matter it is that paradise is made of. But all activities, all personality performances are actually on the spiritual plane, because they are being performed by spiritual personalities. So Creator's design, which is called evolution, is always spiritual enlightenment. And even now, on this initial world, on this original world, once you begin to think about evolution, you will arrive at this vantage point that for you it's also very important, your inner state of consciousness, your heart. And if your heart is full of love, every material job that you have and that you receive money for your living is absolutely approached by you in a different light. If your heart is open to what you are doing every day, your performance is much better, results are much better. So this is already your spiritual approach to the material side of evolution. So spiritual approach is of the utmost importance. Don't skip it. So I hope I helped you in expanding your outlook on evolution. Just ponder on this. Don't forget what I've told you today.